Hey everybody, it's the Hey Poopy podcast. What that booty do from poop to pleasure to health. Hosted by me, Ellen.
And me, Dave, two curious people removing the stigma from your stinker.
And Ellen.
And why are we doing this? Because we love laughing, learning all about butts and helping them be the best they can be. And on this episode, we have, kind of like podcast family royalty here. We welcome Hailey Bonbon.
Her brother on
She's a
this
sister of
podcast twice,
Mr. Kyle Bonbon, who's been on the show twice. And the soon-to-be, I guess,
we have another
in-law
person from the Bonbon
Miss Gigi
family.
Bonbon,
It's
who's been on the show as well
Bonbon.
twice.
Yes. Well, actually,
Three times.
I
She's
did
a
the.
little short, didn't she?
I'm doing
Yeah,
good.
she was
Happy to be
at their
here.
party too.
Yes. Yeah.
So I screwed up.
No, it's okay.
Gigi's been on the show more times than we can even count.
And then she sent in a little, like, I guess, correspondent audio, so she's been on a bunch. But yes, Hailey, she was great. Oh,
She was wonderful. Kyle's talked about her maybe having some stories, so I was like, Hailey, you've got to come on. And she came in hot by saying that she thought that she could have gotten sick on Kyle's bachelor party and basically had butt pee-pee for a week straight.
Yeah. You can hear more about that and things like this clip.
Went for a run.
She heard
and
the
then
episode.
stopped at the Art Center for dinner. And
God.
then
Did you hear the story before the episode?
Quickly, after leaving campus, was like, I definitely have to shit. But I live like 5-10 minute walk away from the Art Center, so I was like, I can make it. So do I start running?
Yeah.
To get there faster with the knowledge that that's probably gonna like exacerbate the situation. But I was like, what the hell, I'm in my running clothes, like I'll get my shoes on. So I start running home, whatever.
To recover.
I'm like, yes, okay, holy shit, I'm gonna make it.
Maybe was gonna have to go.
I like get to my door, bend down to pick up the key, which is hiding under a rock, and just completely shit my pants.
Really
Shit my exercise spandex. Yeah. So then I like go into the bathroom and take off my like, tight exercise leggings, and it's just like all falls out of my pants onto the bathroom floor.
You're like, I'm just trying to survive. Yes. So, I mean, you gotta like tune in for this thing, because like, I mean, just hearing that alone, you want to hear more.
Exactly. And do you want to know more about Dave and I? Go check out HeyPoopyPodcast.com for everything that you need from past episodes, our Patreon, and so much more, like our merch.
Check it out. And on to the shit show.
With what has been going on to my intestines all week. So
Yeah. And I was showing off my new pill case, and she was like, I saw some Pepto in there. Could I have one? So I'm there to help.
I need some. Yeah, okay, so you're back to somewhat normal things.
yeah.
Maybe it's the Pepto that helped.
I honestly think that it was.
This is a podcast about poop.
I know at the bachelor party, Kyle brought a ton of what he calls piss beer. Do you think it was maybe also that? Like maybe...
I think it could have been a lot of things. I think there was a lot of really shitty beer consumed. Some mushrooms, which always kind of make things weird.
Yeah.
Then, just I was like in a house with all of my brother's friends who I've, most of them have had like a crush on at a different point in my life. So I wasn't like just, using the bathroom comfortably the whole time. So then you get back and your body's just like so fucked up. And then the other thing that it might have been is that I brought all the groceries back from the Pine Barrens, or from the Pocono, in my car. And which of course ended up being like a 4 or 5 hour journey. And then for the rest of the week was like making coffee with the cream that I brought back and eating the eggs that I brought back. So it's like, maybe I was just like giving myself food poisoning every day.
Yeah. Little hot cream.
Yeah. Could have been like any one of those things.
Yeah. Wow. So you were going through it for a week. That's awful.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is great timing. I can talk about this on Hey Poopy.
Yeah.
I know she started to try to tell me, and I was like, wait. Don't tell me anymore.
Yeah.
Hold it.
Hold off on that.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Not when we can record it. How about you, Dave? How's your poops?
Pretty good. Like, nothing spectacular. Although I'm leaving for my trip next week, and I'm going to Indonesia, and I'm really nervous about all the spicy food I'll be eating, because it does not agree with me as much as it used to. I love spicy food. I mean, obviously I can probably get it pared down, but I think the default in some places we're going to are going to be pretty like up there. So we'll see. Could be some interesting things happening
I'm excited.
Yeah. I mean, we'll see what
You're
happens.
You're gonna have stories on top of stories.
I mean, watch. It's like nothing happens. Like, or it's comes when I come back. Like it'll be like when I get back, all of a sudden it's like everything that like I was worried about just it explodes in one jet lag awful night.
I feel like you're gonna have an epic check-in, even just with like the interesting toilets you're gonna see.
Yeah.
Let alone maybe crap your pants somewhere in Indonesia.
No, that's not. I'm not letting that happen. I don't care if I don't eat ever again. That's not happening. If I get a twinge of that, I'm shutting that shit down quick.
Diapers.
I was actually looking for like pills. I'm like, are there pills out there? If I don't have access to like say some kind of like fatty, buttery, milky substance like to drink while I'm eating hot stuff. And is there a pill that stops? And so far nothing. There was like one. I did find a podcast that they were playing a prank on the co-host where they pretended there was like this thing called, I forgot the name of the fake name they used, but it's basically to stop like the pain from hot spicy food. And so everybody's like, on the prank except for him. And then it was like a chewable. And this guy's they made a fake website. The producer's boyfriend made a fake testimonial on YouTube. They went like really far. So they, for the prank. And then he's eating all this hot food and it's not working. Everybody's like, it's working for me. I don't know what's going on.
Awesome.
So we'll see. There could be, when I come back, there'll probably be some kind of crazy story, or hopefully.
What about like Tums or?
Oh, I brought Rolaids, like Modi, like just I have like everything in my little
care
kit.
package for your belly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's shit that I don't normally eat, but I'm bringing whatever I can in my toolkit. So, and that's coming with me on every trip we go on.
Well, there's some like places you can travel to and you're like, oh, it's cool if I forgot something. Like if I go to California, I'm like, oh, I could just buy something there if I forgot it. But places like Thailand or Indonesia, you're like, yeah, no, I gotta bring like that kind of thing.
We're going like mega trips and everything. We're going like day-long excursions. And, it's not like a pharmacy laying around. But when we get back to town, there will be. But by that point, it's going to be way too late.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
When I was in Thailand, the first 24 hours, I was like, we need to find bug spray. Like, it was like bug spray was hard to find, and Gerald was getting eaten alive. Oh, yeah, so it was like stuff. Things like that. Yeah. Yeah, we got it's like you got to bring it.
It's like nuts, the little things we're bringing. So, got to be prepared.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need that pill kit that Ellen has.
Yeah. I got it all.
Here's another fun fact that's got nothing to do with shit. You can't, like, when you land, all your pills, any medication has to be in the original packaging. You can't put them in pill containers. Oh, you could, but it's like they will stop you and go through every single pill to test to make sure they're not drugs, because they're like dead serious about drugs over there. Like it's like the death penalty type stuff.
Wow.
So
yeah, I mean, Thailand was the same way. It was like there were signs everywhere in the airport, like if you have marijuana on you, you will go to jail. And I was like, whoa.
Yeah, it's like serious. So. But you have to put all your everything has to be in the original, like, case and everything like that. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Wow. But anyway, Ellen, how have you? Well, I'm sure you have some epic thing.
People complain about our freedoms here, It's crazy. I don't have that much of an epic check-in. I've been pooping somewhat normal, a little bit on the constipated side. Got my period, which was no fun, but I haven't had the prostaglandin period shits. I was running some errands. I didn't think that I pooped anywhere in public, even though I've been running tons of errands. But I did text Dave the other day that I went into Michael's craft store.
Oh, no.
Michael's crap store.
I should call it the farts and craps of crafts. And I went in there and I like literally checked out, walked out to the car, put my stuff down, and I was like, I gotta pee really badly. I should really go back in. So I ran back in, used their bathroom, just pee. But at the end of the pee, I blasted off this insanely loud fart. Like even for mind you, my pants are down, I'm peeing, so there's nothing to muffle it pants wise. But then the bathroom is like the acoustics were like just like very, it made the fart sound even louder.
Yeah.
It was like extra like boom.
Was there anyone in there?
No, there wasn't. However, the minute I walked out of said bathroom, there were two people who worked there who whipped their heads around.
So they heard it from outside the bathroom.
What was that?
Yeah, they were maybe 5 feet away from the bathroom door. So I was like, they had to have heard that.
Yeah, 100%.
Yes.
They definitely heard that.
You probably made their day.
Jerked back, so Like,
I know there was a part of me that was like, I'm slightly embarrassed. It's really funny. I'm going to text Dave. But then at the same time, it's not like I farted in the aisles of Michael's. I did it in the bathroom, you know? Like,
still, though, it's pretty good
where else
reaction.
am I supposed to rip ass?
Yeah.
So
Still pretty
I
good
didn't know it
reaction.
was going to be set so loud, like cartoonishly loud. Yeah. So
That's pretty good. I mean,
that's my
Do you
only
guys-
epic check-in.
When you're in the bathroom and someone farts like that next to you, do you allow yourself to laugh out loud, or do you try and like keep it together?
It totally depends.
Yeah,
Like I feel like depends on the location.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that at work because I want someone. Although, I mean, it depends. Like my old job, I knew everybody really well. We all hung out, so that was fine. But my new job, I don't know people that well, where I could be like, bah! And I don't even know who's in there. You know, so who knows?
Yeah, that's risky.
I mean, Dave, you should use it as a conversation starter. Great fart. Do you ever want to come on my podcast?
Oh my god. Yeah, I might. I got to see how that goes. I might have to ease into that. Although I do, this guy I used to work with, who was so fucking funny. Shout out Matt Marvin. He was really funny. He's a producer at NBC. I used to do some work for them, and he was telling these crazy stories when they would go at 30 Rock into the bathroom. Everybody knew each other, so like these guys, like producers that are coming up at NBC, would just like take these insane shits, and the bathroom's kind of small, so they'd all be laughing and everything. So this guy Matt would just totally rip ass, start laughing and everything. So one day he thought this one friend of ours that we worked with was in the stall next to him. But it was like, and he says, let's just rip, like, I mean, disgusting shit. And he's like, take that, Pierre. This guy's name was Pierre. And it was like, not Pierre. It was like their lead, like, boss. Like, the guy runs the whole department. And like, there was, And he was like, nothing was said. Because like, that's weird. He didn't say anything. He's like, did you hear that? And then like, he saw the shoes go by. And he's like, oh, fuck. Yeah.
Oh, no.
So sometimes it can backfire.
Sure.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, and another part to, I guess, my check-in that I made a video on TikTok and on Instagram Reels is we went out to dinner on Thursday, me and a friend of mine, and we took the wrong exit, and we passed by a sign that was changed from South Putts Corner to Ass Butts Corner. And I was like, there are heroes in the world. And my friend pointed out, like, the high school's right there. And I was like, oh, there's high school heroes.
Oh, yeah.
It was so funny.
That
I was
was
like,
hilarious.
so worth it to get lost off the wrong exit just to see that. And then after the dinner, it was at this like beautiful herbal garden. The people who own the space, they made the dinner, and their children were there for the summer. Their children usually live in Germany, and they were like 21 and 18, and I was telling them about my our podcast that I did. They were laughing so hard. They were like, I can't wait to listen. So shout out to Stone Kate Farms children. Please plug us away in Germany. I would love to get big with the Shiza over there. So and these are college age students. Yes,
That's great.
we are down.
Yeah, let it happen. Let it rip.
Yeah. So yeah, that's all when it comes to my check-in. Nothing too exciting with my actual poop, but some poop and butt adjacent stuff.
Cool.
Farts. So Hailey, tell us a little bit more about what you do besides your poo.
Oh gosh, just in general.
Well, whatever you're willing to tell us. You don't
Whatever
have
you're
to go into
comfortable
it
with.
if you don't want to. Yeah.
Well, I am working from home right now.
That's
That's
good.
always good.
Kind of a good thing as far as having to go to the bathroom during the day goes.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm a graphic designer, so I just finished a grad program in May, moved to New York for that, and I'm now working remotely with the political consulting firm.
Nice.
Cool.
So
Awesome.
doing that through November, and then on to the next thing.
Graphic designers unite. I'm a graphic designer.
Well, aren't we all?
That's awesome. Yeah, I guess at this point, pretty much
Or a
everybody is.
photographer,
Yeah, a photographer or a director or a producer or
Right.
podcaster.
Oh, definitely podcaster. There's a lot of those laying around. There's like you never hear like I'm a doctor or I'm like I do underwater welding or something like you're like what? Like crazy like
I love when strangers find out I'm a photographer and they're like, oh yeah, I am too. And then they find out that I'm actually a photographer, like that's my job. And they're like, oh, you're a real photographer. I'm
Oh
like,
my God.
yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's
You're a
the
real
insert
graphic designer.
You're a real, and then insert whatever the thing that you went to school, like whatever you went to school for. Like someone just like learned in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And like, what was it there? What's that line? Like there's like a picture of like a camera and it's on A for auto and it says everybody's a photographer until and it clicks to manual. Which I always love that one.
Exactly. I love that one too.
Yeah. So cool.
Oh.
Some creative types.
Yeah.
I like it.
Creative types unites with our farts. So Hailey, go into some of the stories and we can also go into some of our questions. But if you have anything to bring us, especially that Kyle Bonbon teased about, please keep us posted.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I took some notes. I thought about a few stories. I got some input from college roommates because one of the stories that I have to tell you guys is about my 2 senior year roommates, and I wanted to make sure that one of them specifically was okay with me sharing this story. But that's sort of like my ultimate. I can't wait to tell you guys that one. Okay, so I'm going to ease into that one. So I think maybe I'll just tell you the first story, which I know Kyle told you guys about a little bit, where the most recent time that I shit my pants, which actually at this point was a few years ago now, which I'm proud to say.
Cool.
But I know one of your questions was if I'd rather shit in my pants or on the floor. And I kind of did both in this instance.
Here we go.
Yeah. So this is when I lived in Colorado. I used to work at this art center out there that is like this kind of like a commune, but not cool enough to be a commune. It's just, like still cool community of people and everything. And they like feed you meals on campus and they're like really, really delicious, but you definitely have diarrhea every night after you eat them for whatever reason.
Oh, Lordy. Somebody's throwing laxatives into the food.
I don't know what people would always try and speculate on like why it was, if it was just like, maybe the soap wasn't getting washed all the way off of the dishes, or maybe who knows, but It was like a whole kind of talking point around the campus. But I went for a run one night, which I'm sure this is like how most of your stories on this podcast start. I feel like shitting your pants while running is such a thing.
Huge. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it happens all the time.
Yeah, but went for a run and then stopped at the art center for dinner and then was walking home, and like pretty quickly after leaving campus was like, oh, I definitely have to shit. But I live like 5-10 minute walk away from the art center. So I was like, oh, I can make it. I'd like so much rather just get home, whatever. And then like soon after that realized that it's just not going to happen. And you have this moment where you're like, okay, so do I start running to get there faster with the knowledge that that's probably going to like exacerbate the situation? Or do I just like stay calm and walk and get there when I get there and like hopefully everything's okay? But I was like, oh, what the hell, I'm in my running clothes, like I'll got my shoes on. So I start running home, whatever. I'm like, oh yes, okay, holy shit, I'm gonna make it. I like get to my door, bend down to pick up the key, which is hiding under a rock, and just completely shit my pants. Completely shit my exercise spandex. Yeah. Just like there's something, I think you make it home and your body just relaxes. Yeah. And then it's just like
your body can hold it in. It's got the will, but then it has no sense of proximity. It's like as soon as you touch that door, it's like, oh, we're home.
Yeah.
Evacuate.
You're good to go. Yep.
And the like bending down squatting thing also I feel like activates.
Oh yeah.
Totally.
Oh.
Yeah. So then I like go into the bathroom and take off my like, tight exercise leggings, and it's just like all falls out of my pants onto the bathroom floor. So I can say like, honestly, I don't even know if which part of that was worse. It was all just bad, like having to clean my pants, having to clean the floor. I think given my choice, I would shit outside on the ground. If that's ever an option, that would be my number one, but didn't really think about that in that moment.
Wow. It's got to be like just having those tights on too. Oh my God. Like, I mean, yeah, I have a pair of winter tights, like, or, leggings thing. And the thought of like that getting all choked up with shit inside.
Oh, awful.
I mean, I'm sure you threw those leggings out, like those running tights out.
You know what? I probably should have, but I think I just like cleaned them as well as I could and then put them in the wash.
That shit's expensive.
Yeah.
I think I threw away my bathroom rug for sure because I was like, I'm not dealing with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, no way. Not my exercise leggings.
Fair enough.
And Hailey, when you left the dinner, was it dark out? Maybe that's why you didn't like poop outside.
You know, I feel like it was summer, so probably not yet. Like maybe it was just dusk.
Because I feel like the opportunity to poop outside, we all want to say we could do it, but then you're like, where? If somebody sees me, it's seeing somebody drop trout and poop in public is almost worse than doing it in your pants.
Yeah. I think I'll be honest, I had shit my pants like somewhat recently before that, but it was sort of a different situation where I was in Natural Grocers and I over trusted a fart, as my friends like to say.
Oh yeah.
And instead shit my pants. And luckily, like I think every Natural Grocers is like next to a Target. So just went in and bought new underwear and threw my old underwear away.
Nice.
But like I think I still at that point believed that I wasn't actually gonna poop my pants. Like I was like, there's no way. Like I don't need to find a place to go to the bathroom outside. Like I'm an adult, I can make it. Like I live 5 minutes away from here. I'll be fine. So I think I just like didn't even really look into alternative options out in nature.
You never think you're gonna shit your pants. It's just kind of
no.
You're like, it's not gonna. There's no way it's gonna happen. I'm like, so close.
You do not want to believe that about yourself, but here we are.
I had a bike ride. Sorry to circle back with this, but I forgot about this. Sunday we rode our bikes to the beach. It's like a 90-minute bike ride. I didn't shit my pants, by the way, on the way back. So like we rode our bikes out there, and all I said was like, I don't want to ride my bike back home. Like I just want to take the ferry back home, nice and relaxing. You know, that's what we usually do. Take a nice long exercise ride and then a nice little easy peasy boat ride home. So anyway, ferry line was like so fucking long. It was like an hour late, and we get there and the line is like ridiculous. So we finally get up. We get right near the front, and the ferry takes off. And the next one's supposed to show up in 10 minutes, but they're like, sorry, it's not going to be here for another hour or 54 minutes. It said in the app. And then I see two people with bicycles leave because they're like, your bike's not going to get on. I'm like, what? They're like, yeah, they didn't let people with the bikes on the first ferry that was just here because like there was too many, which is so stupid. Anyway, so the one thing I didn't want to do was ride all the way back home. And now we're even farther than we were from the beach. We went to go see a friend's band play. So I'm like, I'm deep, like farther than Rockaway. So we had to ride our bikes back. And then like, we're about like 30 minutes from home. And then all of a sudden my stomach is like going ape shit.
Oof.
And then my wife's like, what do you want to do? I'm like, she's like, I'm like, I need to get home. I go, but the whole time I kept thinking, I'll just go in between one of these cars. But to your point, it's dark out. And with my luck, the second I dropped trout, that's when someone's like, hey, what's going on over here? So I muscled through and shockingly, I had to meditate it through and got all the way home without shitting my pants. But sorry, that just reminded me of that from Sunday. It was. Did
you sleep so well that night?
Oh my God, I passed the fuck out.
Yeah,
I got home.
yeah.
Like exhausted. Like we were riding for like three, almost 3.5 hours. You figure like stopping here, going here, going to the back, like, you know, just crazy.
Oh.
So yeah. Could have been worse.
No. Yeah.
I definitely would have reported if I shit my pants on that bike. I would have told them, guess what happened?
Wouldn't be the first time you shit your pants on a bike.
No.
Dave's done it before.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So sorry.
Sounds
Didn't make it a little detour. It just reminded me.
Hailey, do you have any more stories for us?
Yeah, I do. So this is my favorite. This is my favorite shitting story.
Excellent.
This one involves my two college roommates who like are generally just like the gassiest people. You know, they are always talking about poop and shit. Sorry guys, really just getting right into it.
Hey, this is the show to do it.
I mean, sorry to them, but I did get their permission, you know. But this happened our senior year of college on Super Bowl Sunday, actually. So we had just been backpacking over the long weekend, and we got back, and that's sort of important because I feel like whenever you're like camping or out in the woods, you know, everything's weird with your digestion because you're eating weird stuff. And like this was in Colorado, and there is like a lot of Giardia around. You know, people get Giardia a lot just 'cause, like you're drinking water from the trail, whatever. You're not really like shitting on a normal schedule. So then you get home from backpacking and your body is just like, oh, thank God, you know. And so then you're just like shitting your brains out for a few days. But I think we probably got back from the trip that morning, and then we were invited to a friend's house for a Super Bowl party. And so two of us, my friend Lauren and I, went over to the party, and our friend Hattie was going to come meet us later. And like maybe an hour into the party, she starts texting me saying like, oh, you guys, you know, I'm having so much diarrhea. I'm just like destroying the toilet at home, like just kind of laughing about it. And we're all like laughing along, whatever. She's saying like she might be a little late to the party. And then after like an hour, she keeps sort of texting this. All of a sudden I get a message from her that's like, I think I need you guys to come home and take me to the hospital.
Oh,
no.
Yeah. She's like, I've been like shitting for like an hour and now I'm throwing up at the same time. Like,
oh my goodness.
I actually can't get off the toilet. Yeah.
Wow.
So we go home. We're still kind of like, you know, what's happening? Is this like funny? Are you okay? Like what's going on with you? So we get there and she's just like in the bathroom, just so destroyed, like already clearly so dehydrated, so weak. So we're like, okay, we got to take her to the hospital. But like, how do you do that if you like can't stop having diarrhea or throwing up? You know, how do you move someone from one place to another? So we got her a pad, like a menstrual pad. So we're like, okay, maybe this will like somehow keep things contained. Yeah. And then I think we dug around in our pantry for some sort of dish to give her to throw up into, which if I remember correctly, I feel like we might have given her a bunt cake.
Oh,
which is
like,
terrible choice with the hole in the middle. But so we got her, she's sitting in the back seat of the Subaru with her little bunt pan, wearing her pad, just sort of like throwing up, so miserable. We get to the hospital, we check her in. By that point she's so dehydrated, like just no water left in her. She can't even like really talk.
She's like a husk.
Yeah, truly like just pale. So we put her in a wheelchair. I have to like sign her in because she can't hold the pen. And then Laura and I are like going into the bathroom with her, helping her shit, like just kind of taking the relationship to a whole new level. Like we talk about it a lot, but I've never, you know, to that point had never wiped any of my friends' asses before.
Well, that's a good ass friend.
Yeah,
Jesus.
She was really struggling.
Oh my God, that's rough.
Yeah, so we get her into an emergency room. They hook her up to an IV, which of course took like 50 tries. You know, whoever was doing it just like could not get it in.
Oh Lordy.
Also, like you know how in every movie or TV show there's like handsome doctors, but that never happens in real life.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, that day there were two extremely handsome young doctors who were helping her, asking her questions like how many loose stools she had in the last hour. And I just like will never get the vision of Patty like in the hospital bed with her IV in, totally pale, saying about 18 loose stools. And these doctors just like keeping a straight face. The puppy bowl is on in the background because it's Super Bowl Sunday.
They're like, 18, okay. Writing it down. All right.
I'm like, Hattie, have you been counting? Like, how do you have such a specific number ready for them?
Yeah, it would have been like, it's just been constant.
Yeah.
Yeah, like an hour.
Yeah.
But she also is just like one of those people who every time she goes to the doctor, she tries to like use all the anatomically correct language. Like she went to the doctor recently and for something else, but she's like, her asshole was itchy a lot leading up to that. And so she figured she would ask about it. And she decided to say that she had an itchy anal opening. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, you think that that's not more weird to the doctor?
My anal opening. He's like, you mean do you have a hole in your anus? Like, what? Is there a tear in there?
Rectal itch is just fine, you know?
So my ass itches. Done.
Yeah, that's what I would have said.
My anus has an opening.
My anus hole. My anal hole.
Itchy. Oh my goodness.
That is the best.
So did they end up curing her?
Well, yeah, eventually, like they kept putting the IV in her and then they kept like thinking that she should be good to go. And then they would unplug it and she would start to get up and then she would shit herself again. And it just like went on like that for a few hours. And meanwhile, our other roommate, Lauren, is sitting in the corner of the hospital room. And I kind of see her like starting to fade a little bit. And like she's starting to get a little bit less animated. And all of a sudden she's throwing up in the corner of the hospital room. Yes. So it turns out both of them had norovirus, which...
Oh, Jesus.
Yes. Somehow I did not get, like super, super contagious. But both of them now are just like puking. Eventually, Lauren like never reached the point that Hattie did. She, I think, just kind of like upset stomach vomiting for a little while. They like finally get Hattie rehydrated. I take her home. They're both sick, so because I'm like a good friend, I skip class the next day to stay home with them. And I just have such a memory of Hattie the next day, like walking around the apartment in her disposable underwear, just like so kind of beat down. Her mouth is like bright blue because all she can do is drink Gatorade, like no solid food for her. She's just like chugging Gatorade, walking around the apartment, shitting her pants. And
Wow.
Yeah.
How long did that last for? How many days was she like that?
Really just one. And then I think she was a lot better.
Do they do anything for norovirus?
I don't think so. I don't remember. Yeah, honestly, I don't think so. I think it was just like stay hydrated and rest and like eat plain foods. And I'd have to ask her though. I can't remember them like giving her anything.
Like any anti-nausea.
Yeah. So then, of course, like every year on Super Bowl Sunday, the three of us message each other and are like, "Happy anniversary!
Yeah.
How many loose stools have you had today?"
Wow.
Well, they say the day after Super Bowl is National Toilet Day.
Oh my God.
Because so many people are shitting like crazy from all the crazy food they ate that day. And then they also, in some cities, they notice at a halftime or certain commercial breaks, like all the toilets are flushing at the same time.
Oh my God. It's like overload.
Yeah.
I imagine like Super Bowl, 4th of July, like anything with like a ridiculous amount of food gets ingested. Thanksgiving, it's gotta be like up there.
Yeah, they say the Friday after Thanksgiving is National Plumbers Day.
Oh my God.
The most amount of plumbers get called on that day. Oof.
Oh
Yeah,
my God.
It's a nightmare.
You just also reminded me 2 episodes ago, I talked about how my dad passed away, and that's one of the reasons why Dave and I didn't record for a while. But long story short, I had a full-on panic attack and ended up at the ER, and that was not fun. This is not the fun part of the story. But in ERs, you're literally, the next bed next to you is like feet away, and it's just a curtain that separates you. And this older woman was next to me, maybe 3 feet from me, and I didn't understand what she was saying because she was speaking in Spanish, but my partner Gerald is fluent in Spanish, and she was just like and Gerald was like, all she's saying is, "I'm pooping my pants. I'm pooping my pants."
Wow.
Oh no.
And her son was like, "No, Mom, you're not pooping your pants." She's like, "I'm in pain. I'm pooping my pants." And Gerald was like, I was like, "Thank God you know Spanish. You could translate." And Gerald's like, "I wish I did not know Spanish." And then the nurses would come in and they'd be like, "We have to change your diaper. You just pooped your pants." And it's like, thank God we can't smell it. Oh my goodness.
God.
Literally feet away. I could touch the woman next to me.
Me estoy haciendo caca en los pantalones. I had to Google that because I was like, I think I know pants. Like
Pantalones.
So woo.
Yeah, and she was just like retching. I had no idea what that lady got into, but she was sick. Oof.
Damn.
What a story. But emergency rooms there's a lot of action going on in there, that's for sure.
Probably a lot of shit too.
Yeah.
A lot of shit.
Oof.
Oh my God. So any more accident stories, Hailey, you have for us?
I mean, I was trying to remember, you guys asked about my first memory of farts or poop as a child. And I was trying to remember because I don't feel like there's like anything so distinct aside from one time I remember going to the community pool with, I know, with a girl. Luckily this was not me shitting my pants, but
you bore witness.
Oh, well, a little bit more than that.
Oh, shit.
Went with this girl that I don't know. We were like family friends, whatever. I don't even know how I ended up there with her. We were really little and we were playing in the pool and we were playing this game where I feel like maybe it was like a penny where you dive for the penny and someone drops the penny and then the other person dives to collect the penny. So we were doing that back and forth for a long time. And then she dropped the penny and I swam down to the bottom of the pool to pick it up and I grabbed the penny and it was soft, and it just like disintegrated in my hand. I was like,
God.
oh, that's not a penny. And then like moments later, the lifeguards are blowing the whistle, telling everybody to get out of the pool because they got to drain the pool because some little kid shit in the pool.
Oh,
like,
no.
I definitely just picked that up.
Oh, a different kind of brown coin.
Yeah.
Oof.
So that's an early memory.
None with Kyle Bonbon?
Hmm.
You guys have any pranks on each other with farts? Or
Did you shit on Kyle?
Oh my
Accidentally
God.
shit on Kyle or something, by any chance?
No, you know what? Not that I can remember. I don't think so. I mean, of course, that story that Kyle told of us going on that walk and him shitting his pants and it just falling out of his pants, that is like seared in my memory.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But beyond that, nothing. I mean, one time, I have like great memories of us like recording our farts on the old cassette player in my bedroom and listening
oh my
to
God,
them
that's
and
hilarious.
just dying with laughter. Like it was just the funniest thing we had
I wish you
ever
still had
heard.
that tape.
I probably do. It's like on my lullaby tape,
Oh my goodness.
Lullaby
That is
tape.
too funny. Lullaby.
Yeah, that's pretty
Say
good.
good night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
That's hilarious.
So, Hailey, if we were to ask you some of our regular questions, so what toilet paper do you use and do you put it on the roll over or under?
Oh God. Well, okay. So over under, I have no opinion. I don't even really
Oh.
get like what the difference is or why people care. I think
Interesting.
more than that, like just put the fucking roll on the
Yes.
thing.
Yes.
Like,
That's the most important.
I don't understand, especially places where it's just the little arm and all you have to do is slide the toilet paper on. I don't understand why people have such a hard time with that and they'll just like leave it resting on top or whatever. That just blows my mind.
Or even
Yeah.
worse, like it's almost worse than they just have it leaned on the side of it.
Yes.
Like just put the fucking thing on the roll, dude.
I know it's not a hard thing to do.
Yeah.
It also takes maybe less than 30 seconds. Like,
Absolutely.
it's not going to take a lot of time up from your day.
And then it's so much easier to use.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes.
But I am like so unfussy. I use Scott single ply. Everybody that comes to my apartment makes fun of me for it. They all give me shit for it, but I just like, I'm a creature of habit. I think that's the kind of toilet paper that my mom bought when we were little. It's usually really cheap. I like don't do a lot of price analysis of many things when I'm in the grocery store, just out of sort of laziness. But for whatever reason, toilet paper is one of those things where I'll be over there like calculating how many square feet are on every roll and figuring out which one is going to like give me the most toilet paper. So I don't know where that came from, but I think because of that, I'm like sort of averse to the really cushy stuff. It sort of just feels like it's
a waste.
Smearing shit around on my butt and not really doing anything.
Yeah.
Dave loves his Scott, so.
Oh yeah.
I vacillate between Scott and I usually grab that one if I run out of bamboo toilet paper.
Okay.
But it's just so cheap and like, it just lasts forever.
Yeah.
Plus I have a bidet, so it's like it lasts even longer because I got the bidet. So it's not like, I'm not using like tons of it. So,
Okay. Sometimes I'll like go to the bodega and I'll get the, what is it, Marcol?
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah.
That's I gotta draw the line there because that is so rough. It's like painful.
Yeah. Sandpaper.
Yeah, terrible.
Oh, that's funny.
Matt Holtzclaw, who did our cartoons, recently got a subscription to a bamboo toilet paper company, and his wife was telling me how she was like kind of freaking out because she's like, it's so many rolls, where am I going to put it all? And I was like, I like having so many rolls in my apartment because I know I'll never run out. And my therapist recently called it planning your peace. And it's like, yes, having 30 rolls of toilet paper ready to go, it means that my life is much more peaceful because I don't have to worry about, do I have to run to the store and get a kind of toilet paper I don't like, that my butthole won't enjoy? So, yes.
Okay, so that's the other thing. I kind of live dangerously when it comes to toilet paper in that, and I don't know if this is just from like just being in school and like not having any, like feeling like buying a toilet paper in bulk is like such a luxury or whatever. But I, for a while there, was buying my toilet paper one roll at a time, which
Whoa.
is,
Wow, that's balls. That's ballsy.
it's doable in Brooklyn-ish, but like both because you always have, a bodega around the corner, and also because you always have a stack of napkins that get delivered with your takeout.
That's your backup.
In an emergency
takeout napkins
situation, which I know you're not supposed to do.
That is playing with fire. I feel like I could never just do that.
I just bought like an 8-pack of toilet paper I got a job in May. I just bought an 8-pack of toilet paper for the first time in 2 years, and it feels so deluxe.
Yeah, you just know. You're like just burning it. You're just like lighting matches on it. You're like,
yeah.
Jesus.
You remind me of being back in college. I remember like the kids at the dorm would have to buy their own toilet paper. So they would either go to the public bathroom in the dorm and steal the toilet paper, or they would use coffee filters.
So
also not a good idea.
Coffee filters are expensive.
Yeah. But they had a plethora of coffee filters.
Never even thought that as an option, like ever. Like that's just insane to me.
She just reminded me about the like living roll to roll.
Crazy. Jesus.
Yeah, it's
Some
living dangerously.
People, like living on the edge.
I mean, talk about first world problems where we're like, oh, you live roll to roll? Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Yeah.
Oof.
Such an intense lifestyle. And do you sit or stand to wipe?
Definitely sit. I can't even imagine how standing would work.
Yeah.
This is a question that we just feel like we have to ask.
Does anyone ever say stand?
Yes.
A few people.
Okay.
Yeah.
Not too many, but yeah, there's some standers in there. Like true standing.
There's like a kind of a stigma around that, right? Like people yeah, okay.
Well, just like mechanically, like this doesn't work. Like,
We've had a couple people on that they were like, I used to be a stander, and then I realized that's why I had so many skid marks on my underwear.
Oh, no.
I guess it's the way you taught, I guess, and you just you don't know any better. But it's weird. But to each their own.
Yeah. If you have no butt cheeks, maybe it works. But
yeah.
Also, if you do have diarrhea or constipation, I know we kind of talked about this past week. You were feeling not so great, and the Pepto-Bismol I gave you seemed to work. But what are your cures for constipation or diarrhea?
I mean, I don't really know. A diarrhea, that's a tough one. I feel like I have diarrhea so often that I just am like, this is just the way that I am, and I'm not going to try and cure it. But the Pepto really worked. Constipation is like not something I experience very frequently.
Lucky.
I would say like, fiber, fruit, anything like that really helps. I one time made the mistake of eating an entire pineapple.
Ooh.
And just had like the worst diarrhea I've ever had in my entire life.
Ooh.
So I know that fibers really works for me.
Sweet.
But yeah, I guess go for a run.
Yeah.
If you're constipated,
it'll like shake things loose for sure.
Yeah.
And what other products do you use besides your Scott toilet paper to help you with pooping? Do you have supplements, sprays, wipes, bidets, stools, anything else that we couldn't even think about?
I don't know. I mean, not really. I kind of keep it simple. I know everybody is into the bidet. I know everybody has a bidet, and I just like cannot get on that train. And I think part of it, I don't know, it feels so funny to me to use someone else's bidet.
Oh.
Yeah, like I actually.
So you've been to Kyle and Gigi's place and did not use their bidet?
Never used their bidet.
Wow.
Never.
I mean, I can understand. I get that. I get the mentality around that sometimes. It's like a intimate thing that you're like,
Yeah.
But it does. But once you start using, I'm telling you, you're gonna be like, how the fuck did I not live without this?
Well, I one time went away with friends and we went to this like really awesome Japanese spa in New Mexico, and they had bidets, and that I think was the first time. This was like before they started making them for like at home use. And it was like a nice heated toilet, and I used the bidet in the bathroom before we went into the spa, and I was like, holy shit, this is the best thing ever. And then later I went into a different bathroom at the spa and was about to use the bidet and realized that it was like splattered with someone else's shit. And so then I just was thinking about how clean water that's going to come out and clean off my asshole is going through someone else's shit. So that is not, that to me was just like, okay, that's does not feel good for me. I'm not doing that. And then
Hailey,
I think about that every time at someone
you are
else's.
so not the first person who said that. A spa had a bidet and it was
Yes.
caked on shit all over it.
Awful.
Yeah.
Clearly, they're not cleaning this thing. Which, I mean,
Yes.
obviously,
Yeah.
but I
Yeah.
get that. If I saw that too, I'm like, fuck these things. Like, this is.
Yeah.
If they can't even clean at a spa, I have no hope at home of keeping
Yeah.
that thing
Spa,
clean.
get your shit together.
Yeah, but it is. I no, I get it. It's a big leap sometimes when you're like, oh, okay,
Yeah.
we're sharing things now.
And I don't like buy, I don't buy other stuff. I like, if I am somewhere and they have that like poopery, I'll use it because it's fun. But I don't know. It's just,
Yeah, I get it.
yeah. You know?
I mean, do you live alone? So if you live alone too, it's probably like, who gives a shit at that point?
Yeah.
Like, you know, like
I do. Yeah. I like almost, when I was looking at apartments, I was looking at a studio that had a shared bathroom in the hallway, and I was like telling myself that I could do that, and my friends were like, thank God they were there for the reality check. They were like, Hailey, you cannot, like,
no,
that's not gonna work for you.
No.
no way. Even if you can
No.
get past all this, the weird awkwardness of it, like if you had to go take a shit really bad and then someone's in that bathroom, you're like, I'm
Yeah,
fucked.
not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Oh,
And just like the leaving your apartment in the middle of the night to go use a toilet. I had a friend of mine who had a apartment like that, and he had the tub in his kitchen, but the toilet was down the hall. But because he was a male, he would just pee in the tub at night.
Yeah,
And so he would just use the toilet down the hall to poop in. Yeah.
that probably makes something of a difference.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Yeah,
Pee
I
in
I
mean,
the
go really
shower.
bad. I'm like, just pee in the shower. Yeah, exactly. It's all
yeah,
a
yeah.
little water down there. Bam, done.
Yeah.
I remember the first time I went
We all
over his
did it.
apartment, I was like, how often do you pee in your tub? He's like, oh, all the time. I was like, yeah.
Yeah, it's like right there. It's one
Yeah.
giant toilet.
That's his toilet.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
Exactly.
You can't miss. You can't miss.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Not when you have to leave the apartment.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. No way.
Oof. Oof. Anything else, Hailey, you want to share with us before we get into our game and the news?
I don't think so. I think we hit all the big stories.
Cool. All right. Well, we're gonna get into a little game we like to call
Shitty choices.
And for today's shitty choice is you can either would you rather have your head be the size of a tennis ball, or when you take a shit, you always shit the size of a watermelon?
Oh my God.
Those are your choices.
Do you guys hear my cat?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know what he's doing.
It's okay. I mean, I'm inclined to say shit watermelons because that feels more private, but also like,
I mean,
You're-
the pain every time you gotta take a shit.
yeah. And even also like there probably are moments where you wouldn't be able to keep that private.
No.
And then that's so awkward.
Oh, super awkward. And we're talking
Yeah.
like those different sized watermelons, but regardless of the size, they're huge.
Yeah.
That's gonna do some damage. Or
Well, how do you even flush that?
That's not my concern right now. It's the only concern is would you rather have your head the size of a tennis ball or taking shits the size of watermelons? We're not getting into logistics past that point.
Oh man.
I mean, that would be crazy if your head was the size of like your body you're in right now, and then your head is the size of a tennis ball.
Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
think about how small your brain would be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, ignorance is bliss, though.
True.
Let's just say like your brain works exactly the way it works now, but it's just the size of like, a tennis ball.
Oh, no.
It's
That
like a
feels
walnut.
like a harder way to move.
Your brain's the
through
size of
life,
a
though.
cat's brain. It's like the size of a walnut. But still functions exactly the same way it is now. You got little tiny headphones. Like,
It could be cute. It could be cute.
so what are we going with, Hailey?
I'm going with watermelon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Ellen?
Same. I'm
Yeah,
going with watermelon.
I'm going with watermelon too. I'm too vain to have a fucking head the size of a fucking tennis ball. I feel like I would just not be like living life at all. I'd just be a hermit at that point.
Yeah.
But do you remember those ice creams that came in the hard baseball hats at the baseball stadium? And I'd like keep those baseball hats and put it on my cat. I just think that would be the only hat I'd be able to wear, you know?
I'd be
If I
worried
had a
about,
little tiny head.
yeah, I'd be worried a little bit more than hats. Hat
Yeah.
selection. I'd be like, I mean, could you imagine if you were single or you're trying to meet or date someone, and you got the size of like
tennis ball head.
like you're meeting on like you're just like all your pictures would be like super close up, and like you'd meet the person in person. You're like, oh my god, like what the fuck? Could you get past that? Like, I
mean,
don't know.
Gerald always tells me I have a little peanut head, so like I already have something going against me. I don't need it to be any smaller. I mean, I can think like you wearing socks as beanies, you know,
it's like it would be insane. You would look crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think I could do it.
Yeah, me either.
I'm
So I don't
shitting
know.
watermelons.
Yeah.
Yeah. At least that's private.
Yeah.
Until you can't flush the toilet.
Yeah, I figured you have to get some
Gotta
kind
get a custom
of,
toilet.
you probably work at some new kind of toilet technology.
You have to
like,
get a poop stick and break it up every time.
You just like invent some giant like this toilet, like a tub. Use a tub with the actual flushing capability of a toilet.
Yeah.
There you go. Bam. Oh my god, that would be horrible. All right, so that's 3 for watermelon-sized shits.
All right.
I think that one's gonna pretty much be a landslide on that one with the people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we're getting to a little news. I saw this on Instagram. It's through Vice. It says, answered, why men take so incredibly long on the toilet. So this is for the guys out there. A study was done, a Vice survey, so take that with a grain of salt. But 92% of men regularly spend at least 20 minutes on the toilet. 100% of women never spend longer than 10 minutes on the toilet.
Oh, disagree. 100%.
No,
wait, sorry.
don't go past 10 minutes.
I am here. That's not true.
Oh, shit. Okay.
How long do you sit for?
I don't know, but sometimes I bring my book in there and then I'm just really comfortable and I'm just in there reading, avoiding work.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, this is for you too then,
Be
Hailey.
careful. Don't blow out your butthole, though. A lot of people we know have gotten bad hemorrhoids because of that.
You sit
I
too
have
long.
heard about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
So there was some 2018 study by a company that found, this is like in the UK, but I'm sure it applies for the US as well, that a third of men spend 7 hours a year in the toilet enjoying quote unquote a respite and avoiding stress, which actually sounds kind of low. So it says
Wait, 7 days? How many?
7 days a year, 7 hours, hours, not days, hours a year.
Well, that almost the math doesn't make sense. If you're shitting once a day and it's like 20 minutes.
A third of men, so 7 hours.
Wow.
That's what it says on their study. I'm only going by what I could see on this article. So what the hell are they doing? Vice asks. 84% said they peruse social media, which I can totally see that, no problem. 68% are watching videos. 62% are reading the news. These numbers don't add up as far as like the 100%, but I'm just reading again. But I just find this really fascinating. 49% are catching up on emails and texts. 24% are watching a television show, which I've never done that. Like I'm not watching a show while I'm taking that show's got to be captivating. I never watched.
And you can pause.
Yeah, I never watch TV on my phone, so But I guess these are younger people because I don't know who these kids are. 14% are reading, 8% are making calls.
Making calls.
But the most common,
I have made many a call while pooping.
The most common response was that they were in there, quote unquote, to get some alone time.
So bleak.
I know. Yeah, it says 63% of the survey respondents said that they purposely took longer in the bathroom when they felt frustrated at work or at home.
Oh.
They considered it a safe space.
Oh my God.
And
Therapy people.
Yeah, so Benjamin Jackson, who's a psychotherapist, said, the cave is an important place, so long as it doesn't become a den of avoidance. So yeah,
That's
I mean,
beautiful.
I feel like I used to spend a lot more time in the bathroom. And sometimes I do, because I do get caught up. I bring my phone in there sometimes, and I'm like, holy shit, now I'm just sitting in here. Why? I can sit in my... But I will say, though, there is something about being like alone in that situation where I can think. Like so many times I've worked on projects where I had to figure out a solution to something I'm working on. And the bathroom is like, a lot of times I'll figure out that solution. Like you're taking a shower, brushing my teeth, taking a shit. It really, really does kind of like sort of reset things.
Yeah.
But 20 minutes is long. I've never spent 20 minutes.
20 minutes is a
My
long
legs
time.
would be completely asleep, which has happened, but not in a long, long time.
But what I'm trying to say is the math on that. Say you're doing 20 minutes. In 3 days, that's an hour. So in a week, that's 2 hours. So the 52 weeks in a year.
Yeah, that's like 100.
That's 104
Talk to
hours.
Vice. This is what I'm saying right here. So it's like,
their math is a little fucked up.
2018 study by a bathroom company found that a third of men in the UK spend over 7 hours a year on the toilet. Now, this might not be the same study. So maybe it's just a different study. I don't know. This is the UK. So maybe this is like, this, for all I know, some of these studies that they're having, like, this article could be various different studies. It doesn't say in that particular metric, but it's from 2018.
I just did some rough math, and it's about a little over 4 days. If you're doing 20 minutes a day.
Well, no, again, like say scratch the 20 minutes. I'm saying like this other part of the article.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, don't go by what I said about the other thing.
I get that, but what I'm saying is like Gerald will be in the bathroom for 15 to 20 minutes. So he's literally wasting 4 days a year.
Yeah.
Shit.
Maybe people in the UK don't. Maybe UK men don't stay in there as long, but it adds up to 7 hours. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I'm just going by
like
the pages in this Vice article, which again, you got to take with a grain of salt. It's fucking Vice.
I mean, the amount that I pee, I feel like I'm in the bathroom at least a full day of the year.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a typo. Maybe they meant to say 7 days, but it says hours. So 7 hours a year for UK men.
Wow.
Okay.
So maybe they're quick in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Also, it doesn't even say. I'm assuming it means shitting, but it doesn't say like what they're doing in there. But I'm guessing like But again, some guys probably just go in there and just sit there and watch. They're probably not doing anything. Yeah. Probably have the lid down, just sitting there like just trying to get some headspace. So.
Well, remember Sucklord? That's how he got a flappy butthole, because he would spend hours trying to get away from his mother.
Hours.
And he blew out his butthole.
No.
He has a prolapsed anus.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not a place you should be hanging out.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It says like here, a man's ideal therapy session consists of him spending up to an hour on his own without having anybody to talk to. Not in the bathroom, just in general. Just like in general. So like hence spending ages in the toilet. So it's kind of like, a space, like a private space. But it's kind of crazy. I mean, I've never spent, I think the longest, maybe I've spent 20 minutes once or twice, but never like as a consistent thing. That's crazy.
20 minutes is a long time.
Yeah, it's a long time. 20 minutes is a really fucking long time.
Yes, it is.
But
if you're spending an hour a day in the bathroom, that's 15 days out of the year.
Well, again,
you're wasting in the bathroom.
The therapist is saying that an ideal for men, an hour to themselves is like an ideal thing. But the bathroom, if they can sort of like scratch like 10 minutes here, 20 minutes here, But I mean, still, that's
what I'm
crazy.
trying to do is some quick math by
it.
saying you're wasting 2 weeks of your life in the bathroom.
That's nuts. If you're spending like, Jesus Christ, an hour in the bathroom, that's just like clearly you're not shitting or going. You're just like in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Getting a flappy butthole.
If you have like a 1-bedroom apartment, you got a kid, you want some, it's maybe that's the place you go. The one place.
Yeah.
So anyway, with that story, Hailey, thank you so much for being on our show.
Yeah. Thanks,
my
Hailey.
pleasure.
Yeah. If you want to plug
Bonbon family strikes again.
Yeah.
You gotta get Edie on here next. I'm sure she's got stories.
Oh yeah, I have stories about her.
Yeah, there you go.
If you have anything you want to plug or promote, you can do it now and let people know. If not, that's cool too. But either way.
No, nothing. I don't think so.
Okay, cool. All right.
Yeah. Cool.
Well, thanks for being on the show again. And thanks for laughing and learning everything but with us.
And happy pooping, everybody, and enjoy your butthole.
For more info, go to heypoopypodcast.com or email us at heypoopypodcast@gmail.com. You can send in show ideas, guest requests. Check us out on Twitter at heypoopy, Instagram at heypoopypodcast, TikTok, heypoopypodcast, and our awesome new Facebook fan page. Go check it out at heypoopypodcast. We're also on Discord at heypoopydumps, or you can contact us at our new awesome hotline, 203-998-5579.
Hey Poopy Podcast is brought to you by Perfect for Entertainment. Produced by Dave and Ellen. Edited by Dave. Executive producer Stormy Leather. Theme song by Jordan Perlson. Hey Poopy!